First off, here at No News is News, we always do a memorandum whenever one of our own dies. And, well, Stephen Colbert is as good as dead, as the show is now canceled.
Late Night is dead.
He literally, he canceled David Letterman's show. Can you believe that?
Maybe he'll, write another book.
Stephen Colbert did such a bad job at doing comedy that he ruined someone else's show from the 90s.
I haven't watched the show in a really long time, so I don't know what sunk it. Was he still trying to do Trump jokes and it didn't hit the same? Because that's what was keeping the show alive for many, many years when Trump was president. And also, I guess, probably during Biden, too. Trump's probably been keeping the show alive.
We're going to cut to what sank the show right now.
Some folks are skeptical. Thankfully, Big Pharma has come up with a way to reassure the public about their motives, and it's all in their new ad.
Are you worried about the future? Unable to sleep at night? Afraid that pharma companies will put their profits ahead of your health? If you are concerned about the cost of a vaccine, ask your doctor about Vaxilax. Vaxilax is the only medication proven to reduce anxiety about Big Pharma taking advantage of you in a national crisis. You can trust Vaxilax because of its mascot, Professor Cashington, the ethical money sack.
Side effects of Vaxilax include legless rest syndrome, kidney rhinestones, crumblefoot, spontaneous beard sparrows, the galloping hoop sticks, spinal crunch wrapping, Ferdinand's flopsy, big old pink face, Gordon's fisherman syndrome, scrotal yodas, chronic vaccine resistance, facial graham crackering, full-blown coronavirus, and dollar bills, y'all.
The vaccine.
People are speculating that because 60 Minutes had to pay Donald Trump, was it $16 million? That part of the deal was to can Stephen Colbert, or that because Stephen Colbert made a joke on Late Night about them having to pay that money and how that was bad, that somehow that meant that was why it was canceled. His show was canceled because it should have been canceled 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Donald Trump wants to stage a UFC fight on the White House lawn. The last time he staged a fight in D.C., Mike Pence almost died. All right. No, you don't have to do that. It was fine. I didn't write it. Actually, there was supposed to be an Epstein joke here, but as it got deleted. Must have probably deleted itself, right? Probably never existed, actually. Let's move on as a country.
Good old Mr. Jeffrey. I'm going to tell you a campfire tale of my friend Jeffrey. Well, he's not my... Well, yeah, he's not my friend. Already starting out real good here. Okay. So watch the documentary that explained everything. I believe this source culminated and told the entire story. Here is the dummies version, the simplified version of what Jeffrey Epstein is. Jeffrey Epstein, born in Pennsylvania or Massachusetts or some weird thing like that, went to high school, graduated high school, went to college, did not graduate college, went to NYU then. And then also did not graduate from NYU. Then he became a math teacher at Dalton. That's when he met blah, 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 this person, blah, 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 that person, William Barr. Yeah, William Barr's daddy, all that crap. That doesn't really matter. Just a man. Making some money. Living it up. Finding some girls to have sex with. And his friend, Alan Dershowitz, which got to remember to say allegedly. Allegedly, all this is complete speculation because Alan Dershowitz is 86 years old. He is notorious for suing literally anyone that says anything about this, including Virginia, who is the one that wrote a 139-page individual manifesto of her experience working and operating as the number one masseuse for Epstein for a year and a half. So that's the source you should look at for anything. So if you want to really know what's happening with Epstein, look up the case file. There's a 139-page manifesto of her explaining everything that she went through for 2 years, everything that Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein put her through. Anyway, back to Mr. Jeffrey. He living it up with his, lawyer friends, Alan Dershowitz, guy that got OJ off. Having a great time, sleeping with these young little ladies, paying them like prostitutes. Boom, bumps into Ghislaine Maxwell. And Ghislaine Maxwell is basically like the Trump of the UK. Her daddy is like, so it's like if what's her name? Ivanka, right? Ivanka's the daughter? Yeah, so it's like if Ivanka came over and was like, hey, yo, Jeffrey Epstein. But Epstein's in the US. This is the UK Ivanka. That would be Ghislaine Maxwell. And her dad ran this media empire and all this blah, 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 all this Trump shit, basically, in the UK. And she sees that her new boyfriend, Jeffrey Epstein, he's having fun with his boys, Alan Dershowitz, and they're, having sex with these ladies and paying them and all this other stuff. And she's like, yeah, okay. That's nice. That's nice and all. But what if we put cameras everywhere? And what if we took money from governments like Israel and the UK and the United States? And what if we extorted all that money? And then Jeffrey was like, that sounds crazy and complicated, lady. You need to calm the fuck down. And then Ghislaine Maxwell, as any woman says, she goes, don't tell me to calm down. And then the second thing out of her mouth is, I will do all this for you. And basically, she creates it all. She creates an entire black box operation of blackmailing world leaders. The island is minimal in this story. Most of this happens around Palm Beach, where Jeffrey Epstein would train to get the models that he would have to go on these excursions with people. And the way they would train them is Ghislaine Maxwell would show up to, of all places, Mar-a-Lago. And she would look at little girls, 16, 15-year-old girls, and say, hey, are you interested in being a masseuse? Yeah. And then once she gets them in the door, she sends them up to Epstein's house, where Jeffrey is just laying on his back, ready to get a massage. And he slowly turns that massage into a $200 touch my penis adventure. And from that touch my penis adventure, he's like, I can give you a little bit more money or a little bit more money. And the thing with Ghislaine Maxwell is she's a genius because she realizes money does a lot, especially for sexual assault victims. Okay, yeah, sure.
I actually know this part of the story.
And so because money does a lot for these sexual assault victims, she knows that, hey, Epstein, hey, blah, blah, blah. You sir, whatever. You all need to pay these women handsomely so that they shut their mouths. And so basically, we get a bunch of $200, $300 masseuse rubs in Palm Beach that lead to an arrest later on. Let's see, what else we got here? Oh, the money is all being funneled by a guy named Lex something, basically like Lex Luthor or something like that. He's a Jewish man tied to Israel. It's all to me. It seems like Epstein is a really creepy dude who had a girlfriend who happened to be a world-renowned daughter of a spy. Also found out the show Succession is kind of built on these guys on Maxwell and Robert Maxwell and all this craziness and stuff. But yeah, he got tied up with this lady who had a lot of money, a lot of extortion, all that stuff. And she used his perversion, his sexual perversion, the thing that she knew that he wanted, to extort the world and become, the power. It's a tale as old as time. The lady grabs your penis and she says, hey, do these things. and then you do them. The thing that I will say though is that in the case of Jeffrey Epstein, man was pretty much a creep before and is a creep after, but there's also other creeps that we need to remember, and those creeps are this Lex guy, which I can't even remember his name now. What's his name? Lux. I think these guys. Well, Alan Dershowitz, he put it best. That man explained that he thinks that girls, once they get their period, that should be the age of consent. So these men are pretty bad people, but I would say Ghislaine Maxwell is probably pretty bad as well. Here's the thing, though. Well, the main narrative will paint the picture that Maxwell did this whole thing, like, you know, manipulated the system and did this to these girls and all this crap. She had many other business ventures, including where she thought that you could donate to becoming a citizen of a nation of people that lived on, like, in the ocean or something, like in the ocean or something like that. And so, like, I don't think that her ideas are good. And if her ideas aren't good, that she's probably, I don't know. Epstein didn't kill himself. Donald Trump, not interested in little girls. So I don't think he's that guilty, but he doesn't like that his name is in it, and he doesn't know how to implicate himself differently than Clinton. As far as Clinton goes, I think Clinton did some weird shit on that island. But it's not even about the island, really. Because, like, RFK went on the Lolita Express. RFK was on there twice with his family. And the second time he was like, I went on a fossil excursion with Ghislaine Maxwell and her family. This is crazy. These rich people things, doing rich people things. People focus on the crime whenever the crime is the center of the attention. But I don't know that this was necessarily the primary influence of their business. I don't know that they were necessarily like the sextortion people. I think they're doing some parties. I think Gillian was getting some extortion money on the back end. I don't know if Epstein was just a innocent pedophile, essentially. Yeah, that's a weird thing to say, but I mean, like, innocent of the blackmail operation that was at the center of it all. He could have just been a sweet little innocent pedophile to which Gillian manipulated. But also, Gillian doesn't have good ideas. She's the youngest of the Maxwells. They neglected her, apparently, when the 16-year-old Maxwell died in a car accident. Maxwell recreated his entire family with 9 children for himself because during the World War II, he went to go fight on the British side and found out after the end of the war that all of his brothers and sisters and his mom and dad were all dead. So he decided to recreate that entire family himself. Not sure who it is, if it's Gillian or if it's Epstein. I don't want to really hear from Gillian, though, on the stand, because I think that she may be the manipulator, but I also think that that might be what Alan Dershowitz and these other Republican old dude figures want us to believe. Because, again, this is a really dumb bitch who did a really, really dumb company where she thought you could be a citizen of the ocean. So I don't think that person is actually like running a giant world conglomerate sex operation like they want to blame her and put her in prison for 20 years. Again, all these crimes to no one, because there's no one, just Epstein, involved in them. But I was explaining to the audience that basically my theory falls down to, I don't know if Epstein is just an innocent pedophile. And what I mean by that is, like, was he just a pedophile who was like pulled into the whole blackmail operation? He just wanted to keep doing his pedophile things and she fucked him over, and now he's involved in Israel and Bill Clinton and all this weird shit. He just wanted to keep pedophiling. And then he got stuck in it because this lady made him do all this weird shit. He would have been fine being like a average, normal pedophile. You know, run a mill, stare across the street from the school pedophile. But
at what cost? At what cost, though?
His girl built him an island.
Flew too close to the sun. Some pedophiles' feathers are just too bright to be caged.
All right. With that, I think I've gotten all of my pedophilia, Epstein, Trump conspiracy out.
Well, I haven't, and I just got back here. So let's.
What's your side of
it? What? Whose side am I on?
Do you think that?
I'd like to hear all the evidence first. No, I'm just kidding. Jeffrey Epstein is a pedophile, so I'm not gonna be like. No, man, that's crazy. But it is the cognitive dissonance it is creating with my sweet dear daddy Trump.
Yeah, do you think that so that was the thing that I was saying too, is that I think that Trump is implicated on the island, does all this stuff, but at the end of the day, I kind of fall under the theory of like I heard this in all of the commentary. Trump's the kind of guy that likes a 20-year-old that looks like she's still 35. Spray tan, giant tits, completely fucking arbitrary alien-looking human being. Right. So, like, if you just look at the practicality of it all, he's really not the, like, going after the little girl type. But then again, Melania apparently was an island candidate.
Yeah. What did Melania used to do? She used to take pictures.
Like these girls.
She used to, be a content creator.
Growing up in the 90s, people always said, hey, I want to become a model. And now I just kind of, I'm growing really ill understanding what models were in the 90s, which is basically like child prostitutes.
What are you doing?
He's like, please take this arm thing off of me.
Can you please help me with this? Can you please help me with my stupid mitten?
I hate it so much.
My dad put this stupid rubber mitten on me. Can you please pull it off? Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me?
You're done.
Don't be mad at me.
Please take the mitten off of me. Jerry, off. Come on. Down. Down. Push. Goodbye. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, okay. Just ignore him right now. Ignore him. Don't let him up on you. No. Come here. Come here. All right. So
You need better help on the podcast.
I think Epstein definitely killed himself. I think Kash Patel gave him the sheets. And I think that's why Dan Bongino ate the Oreos.
Did he use a rope, by the way?
Yes, that's exactly what Pam Bondi did give him was the rope.
Okay. Wait.
No, he didn't use a rope. He used bed sheets from his the person next to him. The cell next to him. Apparently, he got the bed sheets of the person next to him, and sat at, like, so his bed is just like.
What did he hang it off of?
He's just the bed is like this, sitting this high, and he literally hunched over, wrapped his roommate's sheet around his neck, and leaned over and like suffocated himself, like you would if you were like hanging yourself, like choking yourself out, like with like sex or something. Like it's like asphyxiation style. Apparently killed himself by asphyxiating himself to death. Probably the first person ever to do so.
All right, people. Well, I know suicide. I've seen suicide, and God damn.
Yeah, sitting at the edge of a really, really small bed on the floor with a prison sheet wrapped around his neck. And the coroner said he snapped his neck. There's no way that could happen. And then CNN rebutted it. Sanjay Gupta was like, no. Epstein was very old and frail, and so his neck could have just snapped just from the bedsheet.
No.
Remember, Sanjay Gupta was the man that went on Joe Rogan and tried to explain to Joe Rogan what COVID was.
Like, it makes sense if there is some kind of amount of force. So if he was able to like kick a chair over or jump off something, then that's how your neck snaps when you hang yourself. Okay?
Nope, just the sheet.
It's elementary. It's like everyone knows that. But
just the sheet. It's just the sheet.
So he could have like pulled his neck in half. No one can break their own neck just with sheer like their own like just pulling really.
So are you saying that Epstein didn't kill himself?
Dude, I don't know if anybody else is talking about this right now, but like I'm starting to have my doubts.
Wow, it's like it.
I don't know if
you heard it here
into this, but it sounds fishy to me.
You heard it here first. I think we're gonna declare this now. Yeah, Epstein didn't kill himself. I think that's a new idea.
I still want to hold out to see all the evidence, but
well, we're missing 2 minutes and 36 seconds. It seems like we're adding an extra minute of missing footage a day. Yeah. They haven't explained that second minute and a half.
Explain that. We can explain that 1 minute. Well, now it looks like there's 2 minutes and 36 seconds.
So
clock just keeps restarting at 11:59 p.m. over and over, and just never goes past that.
All right. Oh. How you feel about Shane Gillis and the ESPYs? There's been quite a lot of footage of this. Yeah. No one ever watched the ESPYs before this. That's what you can say. If he's bobbing or not.
Yeah, he did a good job. That's what everybody's saying, and that nobody really watches the ESPYs. In fact, it was a really strong choice to have him host, since more people probably watched this time than ever before in history. And I liked the Norm Macdonald tribute. He tells a joke at the end.
Yeah, when he does the OJ tribute at the end, he basically tells the same exact OJ joke that Norm did to end the show. But the thing that I noticed with the whole ESPYs was that the people making Hollywood are coming and having dinner in Austin and trying to find curated artists, and they're still trying to be an agency. They don't care where they're living. However, the general public of the people that live in LA are still rooted deeply in the cancel culture. Because it almost seemed dated, because you could see that, like, I didn't know a single person that watched Shane's monologue and didn't send it to me because they laughed at it. However, if you watch the audience live during the award ceremony, rarely did they all laugh conclusively. So it's very strange to me that we all as humans, it feels the same. It's almost the same as like Epstein or the fucking healthcare guy or any of these things where it's like, how in the world is everyone at the ESPYs so out of touch with the host who is making everyone at home laugh? It's bizarre that like the only people laughing at the ESPYs are Shane Gillis's crew, yet the clips of the ESPYs are being shared multiple times because they're so funny.
So brave. So brave of all of them not to laugh at those rotten jokes. That rotten, no good, canceled comedian.
When they did you see the part where they booed him on the immigration joke?
Yeah, that one guy did. Who said that? Shut up.
But that's what's so good about Shane is that he just stays in the moment. And actually, he did an interview where he was talking about that, where he was saying like the late night programs, all of that, like the American public kind of wants you to walk out there and be shticky and like act like it's normal. But he's like, I can't do that. I'm not going to act like SNL is normal. I'm not going to act like hosting the ESPYs is normal. It's a fucking weird thing to do. It's a weird thing to be standing up there trying to even tell a joke to these people. Like they're all, you know, doing all this thing or what is that?
So
and it's like,
weird.
and it's like, so like that was so genuine when he like came at that guy that way.
People who aren't like familiar with Shane, his work and his authenticity, acting like he seemed really nervous. Seems like he sucks. And it's like just man.
So good, man. He's so good.
Yeah, maybe just give like a regular guy a chance for a change.
But he's so good because of moments like when I forgot what part of it was, but it was in that opening monologue when they did the anti-Trump joke, or it was something anti-Republican or something, and he goes, "That's okay, I didn't write it." He's just like, "Well, I'll write it on the next one." And it's just like, it's things like that where it's like, "Ooh, the joke, why did you do that joke?" And then you're like, "Yeah, I didn't really write that." That was stupid. And then like the other ones, like he did one where he like looked over at Drewski and he's like, Drewski's laughing and he's like, "Yeah, that wasn't working all week. I should have just skipped that out." Like, it's perfect. It's perfect. Like, it's the only way to recover in those moments when you have an audience that's reacting that way. But it was strange because the jokes themselves that he was delivering, the audience at home, I believe 9 out of 10 of the audience at home were already laughing. You were sending that clip to your friends because you're like, look at this Epstein joke. It's so funny. Yet if you play that back, the people in the audience are like, eh? I don't know what's laughing. It's fucking strange.
We don't like this guy.
It's strange. But anyway, here we are. Episode 80 of No News is News. And let's get into the clips.
This is Senator John Kennedy. If you attack ICE agents, you should get to spend, what is the rest of what he says?
Life with Bubba.
Yeah, wait.
Getting pounded.
They're breaking the law. And what you allow is what will continue. If you put hands on an ICE officer, you should be prosecuted, you should be sent to jail, and you should get to spend some quality time with Bubba. Until we start doing that and prosecuting these folks, it will continue. The people who believe in open borders, they're trading panic attacks, but they shouldn't be surprised. Illegal immigration is illegal, duh. President Trump ran on a platform of enforcing the law, and that's what he is doing. And if you obstruct that, you should have two choices: either change the law or go to jail. And until we start putting these folks into jail, it's going to continue.
The Bubba thing was, who the fuck is that, dude? Bro.
Bubba is like a reference to dropping the soap. It's like big old Bubba, Bubba. Yeah.
Sounds like the guy that's gonna rape you in prison. That's
Yeah.
scary to say.
That's what he's basically saying. He's like saying if you mess with an ICE agent, we want to rape you in prison.
Who the fuck is Bubba, dude? Holy shit.
Crazy. Guys, I don't know if it's just the summer of 2025 and y'all watch Superman, so now like Lex Luthor's the new look. I don't know if you're like straight up bringing back the skinheads and you forgot that like you're supposed to just shave. You're not supposed to like Michael Jordan shave. But like, here's one white bald guy talking to Uncle White Bald Guy about rules of America.
Now, Stephen, I've made a comparison between this movement and the old Confederacy, which is this whole idea of sanctuary cities and sanctuary states, as if the Constitution doesn't give plenary authority to the federal government when it comes to immigration and so forth, specifically to the president. And so they are defying the Constitution while they're waving around the Constitution and talking about due process and free speech. Isn't this akin to that in the sense that they're trying to nullify federal immigration law?
Yes, you are witnessing a secessionist movement in real time. You are witnessing an effort to nullify and invalidate the entire structure of the U.S. Constitution. When you see violent rioters and migrant mobs attacking federal law enforcement in Los Angeles, and then you see the mayor of Los Angeles not condemning the mobs, but saying over and over again, ICE out of our city, ICE out of our city. What the mayor of Los Angeles is saying is that she believes that Los Angeles is not part of our federal union, that Los Angeles is not subject to our national laws, not subject to federal law enforcement. So it is an effort in a very real sense to overthrow our whole constitutional design. No city in this country is immune from federal law enforcement, and no city can aid and abet an invasion of this country over the will of the American people, and the law enforcement officers empowered to enact the American people's will. So this really is, as you said, this is secessionist behavior, and it comes at a cost, at a massive cost to American lives. You have illegal aliens working in league with cartels and drug dealers who are poisoning our children, hundreds of thousands of Americans dead. You have the largest child trafficking movement in the history of the modern world. 500,000 minors trafficked into this country. And just in the last 24 hours, we have seen probably today another 20, 30, 40 kids that were rescued from child trafficking, and you will not hear a single word spoken by the Democrat Party thanking President Trump for rescuing these children.
Senator Cory Booker is imploring Congress over Emil Bove's nomination as federal judge while Democrats walk out and circle back and call it simply a hissy fit.
Yeah. That. Why did you just read the title?
Precedents of this committee. We're not trying some stunt here to try to force a 2-hour rule like you all did when you were in the minority. We just want to be heard before a controversial vote. Sir, this is wrong, and you know it. You are a person of integrity. How could you be doing this? At least have a vote on my point of order. Sir, with all appeals to your decency, with all appeals to your integrity, with all appeals to past jurisdiction and past precedent, why are you doing this? This is outrageous.
This is a kangaroo court. That's what we have here, Mr. Chairman.
This is wrong. To violate your own rules without going by the mandates of the parliamentarian. This is unbelievable. There's a way to do this. If you want to force this through, if you want to ram this through, there's a way to do it in accordance to the rules as spelled out by the parliamentarian. It is simple. It is clear. There's a pathway to achieve what you're trying to achieve. But sir, this lacks decency. It lacks decorum. It shows that you do not want to simply hear from your colleagues. This is absolutely wrong.
Everybody's walking out for lunch. And I at least think that Amy Klobuchar really needed to get to lunch. She was upset. She was not sticking around for Cory Booker's screaming match. She was like, I'm out of here. And she's a Democrat too. So that's why I'm like, she had to get to lunch. She was like, I got fucking Subway at my desk and my DoorDasher is not getting the code.
He was like, I implore you, for the sake of our country, for the sake of humanity, for the sake of all things good and holy in this world, God, please. And they're all just like, what a bitch. Pussy. We're leaving. Fucking.
But that's what was wild is the people that were leaving were on his team.
Our leaders.
They're the people on his side. Were the people that were leaving. He was like, I can't believe you're fucking the rules up. And then the Republicans are just sitting there, and then all the people on his team are like, we're leaving. Bro, you gotta tell your team to sit the fuck down. You're supposed to, like, you know, when you filibuster, your team's not supposed to leave while you filibuster. Like, oh, Cory's filibustering again. We can all leave and go lunch now.
This is crazy, dude. This is the
He fucking just left him.
bro. Cory Booker is like, he's the one fucking dude, yeah, still trying. Everyone else is just...
He's still trying to get his name out there. I don't know what for. I don't think he can do it. It's like one of those New York politicians. You're like, just stop. Like, now Andrew Cuomo's going to run. I want him to win because I want to be able to sell my poster. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to happen. Now we're going to end up with a Muslim fucking mayor in New York.
It's all anyone talks. Nobody talks about anybody except for Mom Donnie now. It's so funny.
Yeah, and now with Cuomo entering the race, it's not like we can all join together and vote for the one black cop. Like, now we're all going to be like debating. We're like, I actually like the old governor. Oh, well, I like the black cop guy. And then like you get a split between those people, and every retard 19-year-old NYU student's like, Mom Donnie till I die. Stay run grocery stores. It's going to be amazing. Ah. Which also, like, when you look at the actual practicality, like when he's saying that, they're going to put one in each borough, 5 boroughs. Okay. There is more in millions of people than there are in stores. And it's only 10% cheaper too.
My favorite thing is still whenever they like ask those college kids like on the street how they feel about socialism, and they're like, well, if it's done the right way.
Every time you're like, no, stop.
Maybe once it's given a real chance for a change. You gotta read Animal Farm. Come on now. Every single fucking time.
It's just my perspective every time that somebody... It's so weird. I feel like there's got to be like some rich guy psyop that gets into these protests in New York, because every time the protest starts out with like, it's us versus them, and them is the rich. And it's like, yeah, burn it the fuck down. Burn capitalism down. And then all of a sudden by like day 3 of the protests, they're like, we're going to start our own government. You're like, no, what the fuck are we doing? You have to burn capitalism down. Build the fucking tents and shit.
There's no fix in this situation. Pivot. What about a new political party? Snakes and ladders.
Fucking damn it. Just one time. Turn the fire on, man.
The Proud Boys Party. The fucking... The Godzilla Party of America.
The Godzilla Party.
Sprite. Literally just Sprite. Wait. Shit, we meant Starry. We lost the rights to our own drink's name. Running as an independent party.
Starry. Every black vote in America immediately. Just immediate loss.
Starry campaigning outrageously well with Black America.
The political elites have completely lost it on the black vote because they know that Starry's getting 99%.
This is like a fucking idiocracy. Starry, plants love it. Plants crave it.
And it's just a fucking VO prompt AI of fucking Starry every time, like just talking to you. Hi, this is Starry. It's just fucking...
Our whole society's mascot becomes Starry. I don't even know what the fuck... What, like, the logo for Starry is, dude. Honestly, I kind of want to pull that story. The story of the porn star who stole...
Who stole Starry?
No, she stole Sprite.
No, she stole Sierra Mist.
Sierra Mist. Oh,
It's
the whole
all...
joke's ruined.
No, it's still good. It's still there. Coca-Cola's going to sue us, but...
No. It's getting fragile now. It all collapses in on itself.
Coca-Cola's like, defamation. Sprite did not lose its name. Fucking throw it at the podcast.
Now let's take a look at President Donald Trump productively using his precious time to answer some hard-hitting questions outside of the White House.
Episode I don't know, 3, 4 of Donald Trump messing up the comments on Epstein. At this point, it's just like, if you're around Donald Trump, if you see Donald Trump in public, scream the word Epstein and see what his response is. He will still respond because he's Donald Trump. And every time it's new and fun.
Mr. President, your daughter-in-law said that there should be transparency in the Epstein case. Do you agree with this, sir?
The Attorney General's handled that very well. She's really done a very good job. And I think that when you look at it, you'll understand that. I would like to see that also. But I think the Attorney General, the credibility is very important. And you want credible evidence for something like that. And I think the Attorney General has handled it very well. On what? On the, on what? On what subject? Okay. A very, very quick briefing, yeah. No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, you know, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release, yeah.
Did you hear the recording of him where he says that a lot of the stuff in the files is phony, especially the stuff about him?
Especially the stuff about him. Well, this one...
Oh, I meant to...
This one's kind of old now, but this one, I love this one because this one was like the biggest one with the whole, like, it's Comey's fault. Like, I'm like, how in the hell? Like, he was arrested under George W. Bush, and then he was arrested again under you. And then he died under you. Like, none of this was Comey. None of this was Obama. It's so strange to be like, you know, those 4 years in between all of this happening where nothing happened? Yeah, it's them guys. They did it.
There's no way that dork isn't implicated. There's no way.
It's Obama. It's Obama. He did it. He touched him. He checked with Big Mike. He checked with Big Mike. Obama. He just like fucking short circuits and just.
Obama and I are good friends. Good friend of mine, Obama. That fucking dork comedy though.
Donald Trump might be a part of Epstein's Island, but today he's making an announcement that religion will be brought back to America. So don't you worry about those little pesky pedophile moments. He's here to bring back Christianity.
Yeah, we were free-willing it there for a while, getting all willy-nilly with the kids and stuff, being pedophiles and such. But now we're reining it back in as a country, a God-fearing country.
From the earliest days of our republic, the steady compass of faith has guided the strong hands of American workers, builders, and entrepreneurs like really no other. Our country was founded by pilgrims and believers, and every generation since, Americans of faith have built our communities and forged new industries and enriched our country by millions and millions of people and ways. John D. Rockefeller, J.C. Penney, Charles Goodyear, Truett Cathy, and frankly, we have people I could name right in this room sitting here that their names are every bit as big as that. They were inspired by their love of God, and now the proud tradition continues with all of you. And this group reminds us, as a nation that prays is a nation that prospers. And you see that I think one of the reasons we went so bad is they really wanted to take God and religion out of your lives. And there was nobody to, look up to. There was just nobody. It was, we were freewheeling, and we can't freewheel. Now we have to bring religion back into the country, and we're starting to do that, I think, at a very high level, Paula, a very, very high level. You see churches are starting to fill up again.
It's kind of sad, though, that, like, no matter what he does now, you immediately are just like, yeah, I'm pedophile.
Pedophiles.
Pedophiles? Yeah, okay.
Children being raped. Yeah. Children being raped.
Extortion, slavery, on an island.
Here's to many more years of secrets. Wait, what is it that he says in the letter? I've never written a letter or drawn a picture in my life.
People are too scared to repost the letter now. Like Axios and Political being all like, "Oh, there's this letter, but we're not going to quote the letter."
That's nothing. Y'all got money.
Yeah.
This is your swan song. Journalism is dead. Don't you want to go out with a bang?
Let's go.
Balls to the walls. All these bitches crawl.
Our favorite senator, our favorite person on Capitol Hill, Mr. Kennedy, is going to explain the most boring part of being on Capitol Hill, finance. He's going to explain to us the bill and why they need to cut the budget. Whenever anybody's talking about cutting budgets, it's always boring, but I'm sure Mr. Kennedy can spice it up with his finance porn.
Gosh, nobody wants to work anymore, huh, John?
Start with the $9 billion package that's rumored to be coming out of the Senate. First of all, does that even have the votes in the Senate? Can you get 51 senators to approve $9 billion in cuts?
Well, I'm embarrassed to say I don't know. We had a luncheon meeting today. OMB Director Russ Vought came over and tried to explain the bill. I was pretty discouraged after the meeting. I would describe the meeting as organized grab ass. I mean, a million questions of Russ, a lot of whining. Put this in context. The president's asking us to reduce spending by $9 billion. Yeah, that's a lot of money, but that's 0.1% of the budget. And the spending he's asking us to cut is stuff like $3.6 million for male prostitutes in Haiti, $3 million to buy condoms in Zambia, $500,000 to buy electric buses for Rwanda, just a bunch of spending porn. And I've listened to my Republican colleagues. I love them all. But I've listened to them for years, and certainly for the last 100 days since President Trump was elected, talk about the need to reduce spending. And here we are on the verge of the vote, and I don't know if it's going to pass. But I know this much, after listening to all of this rhetoric about we need to reduce spending, if every Republican doesn't vote for it, we ought to hide our head in the bag, man. It's embarrassing.
Yeesh. All right. You know what I find hilarious about this whole thing
that Cory Booker can't even get him to stick around.
The newscaster, though, is like the whole time like, are we going to cut this segment or are we going to just keep letting him go on this?
We're just going to keep letting this man play grab ass with us. It's embarrassing the way it's
just like kept going, and they don't even ask him a new question. They're just like, all right, my producers are saying to just let him roll.
Go off, King.
Zambian condoms and transgender. What the fuck?
Wait. So trans men in Haiti? Condoms in Zambia.
I wish that Kennedy wasn't so old, because like he's getting the correct promo that he could be our next president. And there's not enough money in Louisiana.
Man, it's been a while since we had like an excellent Republican candidate that like SNL could just like run with. Just like clips on clips. You could just take whatever he says and just have a field day with it. He literally just said grab ass. This is only the second clip we've watched from today. We've seen 3 minutes in total of this man. He's already said such wonderful things. He could reinvigorate late night. He could be SNL's one last hope at rejuvenation.
Down, gone, go.
Excuse me, viewers. My leg is wet and slick with the kisses of young Geraldo.
Go.
He continues to come to the couch and plea with us. Please remove my strange rubber mitten.
He really doesn't like that rubber mitten. He's like,
Can't you see? I'm in pain.
I have this rubber mitten. I'm trying to show you.
Free me from my prison. My toes wish to feel the ground.
He just wants to lick that wound. Anyway, Kennedy. Kennedy is the greatest. Kennedy is the greatest. And hopefully one day we can have him on the pod.
John Kennedy, the GOAT. Oh my God. John Kennedy story would be an honor.
All right. Okay, so let me count again. Okay, so 1, 2, 3,
You know, I always wanted to
4.
fuck a Kennedy. They didn't pick up on the mic, did it?
So John Kennedy from Louisiana, 85 years old. He is the funniest Kennedy. They do say that women like humor. Is he RFK or John Kennedy?
Stereotypes exist for a reason. Because this woman,
John Kennedy or RFK, you have to fuck 178-year-old. They got to be about the same age.
wait, is Cheryl involved?
Cheryl chooses the second place, but you get first place. Which one do you want? You get John Kennedy or RFK, and then Cheryl gets second place.
RFK Jr. with Cheryl, but I want to be second place because I don't want to interfere in their relationship.
But you see,
I just want to have fun. Let's just have fun for a change.
John Kennedy's gonna roast you for not sleeping with him. That's what happens when you don't sleep with a comedian.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Their next special is gonna be all about you. So just stick tuned to Fox News for his next bit.
I don't know, man.
All about how he got turned down.
Shouldn't they fight over me?
They're the same age. That's what's crazy.
Fighting over me.
It doesn't feel weird to say, "Would you fuck RFK?" It feels really weird to say, "Would you fuck John Kennedy?" And they're the same age, are they not? RFK 71.
RFK Jr., John Kennedy, Andrew Cuomo.
John Kennedy.
Current.
So 73, and then you said Andrew Cuomo. Cuomo's 67. All right. Got to go with Cuomo. He is already good at back rubs, and he's only 67. So that's out of the question there. That's the Mary, because you get the best of both worlds there. Fuck or kill. God damn. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to have to fuck John Kennedy because I need to keep him around. And then I'm going to have to kill RFK, which I feel like is just helping us all anyway.
When you said I'm going to have to fuck John Kennedy because I want to keep him around, I was like, how is you fucking going to keep him around? I forgot you had to kill the other one. I'll tell you what, I got the most patriotic answer right now. Kill myself. Let this country's leaders live. And also fucking marry myself. I love me.
That was feminist and American. It's like
what you get.
It's a true Kellyanne Conway right here.
Dude, why no one's brought her up in the longest time? And I told you about this, right? This time this guy at the dog park was like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I was like, "My name's Kelly." And he was like Kellyanne Conway. And I was like,
"That's the biggest celebrity Kelly there is." All the Kellys in the world.
Dude. And then he his next sentence is just like, "You don't get it, I guess." Guess my humor's a little too sophisticated for you. Do you watch the news, Kellyanne Conway? I'm like, that's just Yeah, no, yeah. Simply not my name.
Here's Davy Crockett proving to us that reptiles are real and that is no longer a conspiracy. This is the House rep from Houston, Texas. Unfortunately, I am in the same state as this lady, as she says that...
I absolutely think that they are going to run away with this as quickly as possible. We saw a number of Republicans that just skipped a previous vote this week. So I don't anticipate that we will get to any resolution on this. I think that they want to, again, straddle the fence. They want to show that they are loyal to this, you know, I don't even know what to call him. I've called him so many things. But this wannabe Hitler, for sure. They want to pledge their loyalty to him, and they know that he does not want this released. I think that they also are concerned about the damage that it may do. If he's trying to hide it, they understand that it is most likely problematic for him, as well as the MAGA brand, as well as the Republicans. So I don't anticipate that they will be on board for doing anything that may harm them or their fearless leader.
You know, keep your eye on Epstein. Because I don't know. I'm gonna cry. Jasmine Crockett, and I have to be on the same side as her. Trump. She called Trump Hitler again in the same statement, but I agree. Yeah, we should look at Epstein.
Yeah, Jasmine Crockett. They titled the clip "Representative Jasmine Crockett calls Trump wannabe Hitler" because that was the only interesting thing that was said. All the rest of it was just another chance to restate some of the same golden opinions we've been hearing on the news this week. And it doesn't get old. What we want to hear from our leaders is just over and over, hey, let's all just... They should release the files. And if you're not saying that, then I should be hearing you say we should not be worried about the files. And if I'm hearing you say anything other than that, then I would be interested in what you have to say. Because that's it. That's the entire spectrum. I'm being ironic. No, that's literally just so unoriginal. Everyone just keeps saying the same things over and over.
Well, yeah, it's like, but that's the problem is that it's like, when you have a psyop like this big, and we're like, we all want to pay attention to Epstein. No, don't take your eye off Epstein. It's like, there's no new information here, guys. So if he keeps doing the Epstein thing, it is just what it is. Okay, yeah, we got to do that one. So here's Donald Trump saying that Crockett has a bad IQ. So Crockett is saying, let's look at the Epstein stuff. Here's Donald Trump coming back at her and AOC.
Alex bet his life savings that it is racist, and I bet my dog that it's very racist. Let's see who's right. Let's see who walks away with a dog.
Tomorrow morning here in Washington, AOC and Coach
Adam Schiff.
For breakfast.
Adam Schiff, I believe.
Sorry. I'd love to be. I'd really love to go. I mean, I look forward to meeting them both. I know them both very well through what I read and through what I see. Look, he's a communist. I don't think our country is ready for a communist, but we're going to see. And I don't think that race is over yet either. You do have a couple of people running against, and it'll be an interesting thing. Things are coming out about him which aren't good. And, AOC, look, I think she's very nice, but she's very low IQ. And we really don't need low IQ. Between her and Crockett, we're going to give them both an IQ test to see who comes out best. Now, I took my test. I took a real test at Walter Reed Medical Center, and I aced it. I got every one of all those questions right. Now it's time for them to take a test. Anyway, have a good time.
All right. So again, no comment on Epstein, but he did get 100% on his IQ test at the hospital. And has now double dog dared AOC and Crockett to do the same.
Time for y'all to take a test and have a good time. Good luck getting every one of those questions right and getting an A+.
So with that said, have a good rest of your week of theorizing over Epstein. And remember that AOC and Crockett should take a test.
And remember, our sweet Lord and Savior, dear John Kennedy.
He really is the greatest. And here we're going to leave you with this. We're not going to come back or say anything. We're just going to give you a little bit more bullshit. Because isn't that the fun of all of this? Here is the press secretary explaining Epstein. Have a great night. Why is she swearing now?
First of all, I don't care for the language.
Why is she swearing now?
How would America feel if I went up there and said a thing like dang? Of course, I never would.
Or darn, or damn. With that blonde hair and those beautiful eyes, damn.
I bet those pockets on your shirt aren't even real.
Fake pockets in front of America's audience. She's a little too angry. I don't like an angry woman. An angry woman is a guilty woman in my eyes.
You must know a lot of guilty women.
Damn. All right. That's episode 80.